we're always searching about what we're doing wrong instead of what we're doing right and moving into a place of wholeness and completeness. And understanding your soul is like working with liquid nitrogen. It gets to the heart of that place where you feel separate. And so when you're back and when you're realigned, it creates more flow and abundance and love and just joy in your life versus living from, some of the painful experiences that we've had.
Hello, and welcome back to Beyond Common Business Secrets. We are so excited that you are here. Congratulations for sharing space with us today. I have the amazing Jennifer Urezzio. Jennifer Urezzio is the founder of Soul Language, a paradigm that puts tangibility to the soul so conscious connection can be established to enable crystal clear decisions for success. Jennifer is also a master intuitive and the author of 2 best-selling books. Currently, she has trained over 30 practitioners worldwide in soul language. Currently, there are over 5,000 individuals all over the world connecting to their soul languages. Jennifer, this is such an amazing thing that you've created, the soul language. And I was so excited to have you as a guest on our show, just because I'm so curious and I know our audience is absolutely going to love what we uncover today. So tell me, how did you go about discovering this soul language?
I was asking some really big questions, Tracey, and I was really cranky. I was really mad. I was like, okay, universe, tree, Bob, God, cupcake. I call it God. I know I'm here to do something big, and where are my people? And how do I do that? Because I'm kind of pissed. Let's come on. And I sat down next to this person at an event I was speaking at about essential oils and life purpose. And she went, "We're going to be friends." And I went, "Totally." And then my inside voice said, "Why her? I don't really care about that other woman across the way if I ever see them again. But I know I'm going to be friends with this one. What is that?" And then what I heard was, "Oh, that's soul language." And I just kept answering and asking questions. And before long, I had a paradigm that puts tangibility to soul. And what that really means is it's like the Myers-Briggs of soul. It actually puts words to your essential nature. And why do you want that? Well, because when humans have words to put what they know deep down inside, they can create a more conscious connection. And that means you're putting consciousness in everything you do. And that creates flow and expansion versus pain and suffering, which creates the exact opposite of what we want generally in the world.
That is amazing that you had the insight to ask that question, because how often do we, just automatically magnetically migrate to other people and never wonder why? And what, you're right, you go to a conference, I'm not going to talk to all of these people, but there's like that one connection you make who's a lifelong friend or a lifelong business partner. Who knows? That's just really amazing.
And what I found, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What I found out is that we had a soul language in common. So the amazing thing is she would tell a story and like describe the experience, and I'd be like, I really understand that experience, really. And I would tell a story, and she'd be like, you really do understand that experience. And the experience that we shared in common was we would be, and this was because we shared the soul language called Teacher of Integrity in common, which is all about really seeing where people are out of the consciousness of love and then offering them the chance to get back in. So I told the story about how I was at a fire circle and everyone was talking, and I said something and they looked at me and then went right back to the conversation as though I didn't say a word. And she had the same experience, but in different circumstances. And what I realized at that, in having that engaging conversation with her, was that not everyone wants to be in integrity. And when I wasn't attached to that, I was more involved in conversation. And so it was a big moment. And I think so often, we're always searching about what we're doing wrong instead of what we're doing right, and moving into a place of wholeness and completeness. And understanding your soul is like working with liquid nitrogen. It gets to the heart of that place where you feel separate. And so when you're back and when you're realigned, it creates more flow and abundance and love and just joy in your life versus living from, some of the painful experiences that we've had.
Jennifer, how would somebody that is wanting to go a little deeper with the soul language, like what would they need to start asking themselves? Like, because this could be a whole new concept, right?
Yeah.
This could be somebody is like, wow, okay, what does that have to do with business? And the thing is that when we start looking within, right, that's how we align. But if this is a whole new, like this is like their first piece of awareness, what would you suggest they do with that information?
I would suggest, I believe, and we can identify the soul languages of a business too, right? So I believe that you call in a business to do something bigger first for yourself and then for others. I'm going to say that again, because 10 to 1, your people are like, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to be of service. Yes, master of service. I get that. But so often they don't understand that the business they call in is to design to do something bigger first for them and then for others. So we call in a business to do that. And it's pure energy. So when we're putting our unconscious struggle behavior in our business, it will create struggle. So I think the first question in discovering how to put consciousness in what they do is to really understand where they're at war with their business, and even in the slightest little way, right? And then ask themselves what's internally going on that they're at conflict with that, right? So often I'll work with someone, they'll be like, I got to do a newsletter. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really exciting. And they'll be like, well, my business coach, which I laugh because I'm a business coach too. They go, my business coach told me to, write my newsletter. I'm like, does it resonate with you? They're like, no, I hate it. Then that's going to go nowhere. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there are things that we have to do. Right. But when you have to do something, you hire someone to help you do it. Right. So that's kind of the first kind of awareness. And what I love about soul language is I can give a one-liner to my soul and to my business. And that's my mild marker of consciousness. If I'm not being and doing that, I'm creating struggle. And lucky me, my struggle is very subtle, very sneaky. I mean, not to me, it's huge. But because I'm actively evolving, it's like a little pebble in my shoe. And I'm like, but I worked on that, which is the worst phrase in my lexicon of phrases, right?
So on that, I hear you. I have that same inner voice, so I'm speaking your language, girl.
Yeah. And here's the good thing: when I say I've worked on it, that allows me, if I'm conscious, to pause and go, "Oh, wait, here comes another expansion of goodness," right? Because we're seeing where we feel separate from that, rather than whole and complete. So, I think that when people understand how that all works, that allows them to really decide what they want to put in to everything.
I love what you said about having your soul language one-liner that relates to yourself and your business. Like, I think that sounds amazing. And exactly what you said, which you and I have only met twice before, very briefly. So just so everyone knows, you literally walked through exactly what my path was in starting the first business, which I share all the time. I thought my job was just to serve others and to make them happy. I never even put myself in the vision of that. And it became to that extreme burnout phase. that if I didn't make radical changes and completely shift my life, medically speaking, I was going down a bad path. So it's so interesting that, that's just that one shift of listening. Like, okay, how is it going to fill me up and make me feel good there when I'm serving from that place, even if it's stuff I have to do until I hire someone, I can feel good about it. Right. Like,
and I think so often what I love about, sorry, I have the hiccup. So there's so much that I need to tell everyone. So often when I'm in struggle, I pause and I look at those one-liners, right? So my one-liner for my personal soul is I create balance for myself and others, because it all starts at home, through love, integrity, and courage. If I'm not being and doing that, I'm going to create struggle. Now, I have warrior energy. So when I've been in struggle, I have crashed cars. Okay. The business energy is extremely still and extremely heart focused. It counsels of collaboration of heart and mind. So I'm action oriented. So I'd be like, action, 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 action. And one day, several years ago, I'm in the shower when I have all my big thoughts, yelling at my business, and the energy of my business goes, go to the beach. And I was like, oh no, I got programs to write and emails to send and blah, 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 blah. And the business goes, go to the beach. And I was like, fine. And I packed up my beach bag and I went to the beach and I had a great time doing nothing, being still. And I came home and there was 3 new clients in my inbox, because we are co-creating and in collaboration with everything on this planet. And what we put into the energy field, we get back. And I think there's so many layers of business. And I think most people have this layer of business because I help people create movements. So most people are treating their movement like a business, and it looks totally different. And I think that especially women have a lot of riding on their business. They want to serve people and they want to provide freedom for their family, and they want to, be seen and be heard. And there's so much judgment and pressure that they are literally suffocating themselves with their business instead of stepping back and allowing the universe to hold you and to support the business, and really asking questions that allow things to flow to you versus making things happen.
I love that you said that your business has the energy of calm, and that it told you to go to the beach. Like that is so brilliant to that alignment. Where can people learn more of this from you? Like you said, you have the warrior energy, if I could speak today, warrior energy for your personal, and then you have this calming energy around your business. So how can people learn more about what their energies are, how they could work with that? And another question I have, just because I don't want to forget it, is like, how many soul languages are there? Is this like a whole thing? Yeah.
So you're a mind reader, because I was going to tell you.
That's a lot. I'm like, I just don't want to forget, because there like all of my senses were going off. Like, Jennifer, all this.
So there's 107 core energies of soul across 3 different categories.
Okay.
Your mission. And if nobody hears anything I say, please hear this. Okay. You're doing your mission and purpose, whether you never leave your couch. It is your being state. It's what you are profoundly here to experience, and then offer that experience to others. Your mission is not to empower women from ages 18 to 25. Please, everyone, stop saying that. It's not that. Okay. It's something much more deeper. So my mission language as my personal soul is called equalizer. It's all about creating that perfect formula of balance, first for me and then for others. I will go into a restaurant, and if it's too crowded, it just pans out, and so it's nice. If it's no one there, it's just the right people just start coming in. It's hysterical to watch, right? The second category is about how you'll be known here, the fuel of your mission. My language in that category is called teacher of integrity. I can see where people are out of the consciousness of love all of my life. I offer them the chance to get back in, which means back into balance. Okay. And then my the third category is called tone, which is a sophisticated way of saying your soulful personality. And this really means about your preferences of soul. So that's my warrior energy, and it's called graceful warrior: action, movement, courage, and grace. Now, most of my life at war with everything, especially internal, really, really hard to live that way. So my one-liner is based on those three core energies. So we each have three. There's 107 across the three different categories. We identify that through, it's not a test. It's not based on your birth date or your numerology. It's really done by therapeutic kinesiology or muscle testing. So it's an energetic practitioner does the work. So you can't throw it. So all of you really smart people there can't outsmart yourself. So that's how we identify the soul languages. And people can read more on the site. There's a lot of free information, a lot of audios, a lot of free tools, anything from empaths to a purpose tool, which I love, called That's Not Your Effing Purpose, because people get purpose wrong all the time. So listen, if your business is not doing what you want it to do, it's not because you're not living your purpose. It's because you're utilizing your energy unconsciously. Yeah. So I think I answered both questions.
I think so. I have a follow-up question.
Yay.
So you said that figuring that all the different, I think it was 107 across three different categories, that you work with somebody else. So that, yeah, exactly.
Right. The practitioner does it. Right.
So that would be that people working with you. Now, is this something that you only do in person? Is it done virtually?
It's always done virtually. Okay. I think I've met probably 10 clients in person over my 10 years. And there's also other practitioners doing this as well in their sacred work, right? So I teach people how to do this. The soul language ID lasts the process lasts 10 seconds. The entire session is 60 minutes where we go through each of the three languages. We work through real life situations because things have to be tangible, right? Because if it doesn't integrate in your life, it doesn't work, right? And then I could never see a person again, right? Unless they want additional counseling or additional, because I'm so tangible, I teach people really how to co-create with the how and really how to create movements. So yeah, it's, what I love about it compared to something like human design is, I have my human design chart done and people will go, I'm a generator. And I'm like, I can't remember what I am. And I'm always has to go back to my friend that does human design. I'll go, okay, what does this mean? Like, it's so complicated. This is a starting off point so you can tune in. So your answers are internal. I'm really good at asking questions, Tracey.
Yeah.
It's a great gift I have, right?
You and I are both blessed with that.
Right? I love that, right? and I can see I can see the entire movement or business in my head and where the energetic holes are. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, it's your wisdom, not mine. And you and your soul, your business soul, have to be the last word. And I think so often, people who are struggling tend to give up. You can't give away your power, but give up their decision-making power because they're in struggle, instead of going, okay, this is the time to tune in. This is the time to reconnect. So that's a lot.
I love that. And you made me think of a very profound time in my life that I forgot about. And it was for years and years of thinking, oh, I'm supposed to empower women. I'm supposed to do. And when I started getting clarity around that, I'm actually supposed to bring teachings of peace when I am at peace, but it's not peace in the sense that
I know,
like you're like in a bubble bath. It's peace that like you
internal stillness,
accomplish something big. It's like this restful place after a marathon type of feeling. That's the piece of like, and that for some reason has always come up since I was very young. And I would ask questions and no one knew how to, I was that annoying kid with it. So it's like I would shove it down. Like at one point it was like, whoosh, right? That anytime that we can tap into what brings peace, I never looked at it though, the way you're saying that's how you're really like becoming more in line with your purpose, because it's just by the actions that you're taking. So that's
there's always an internal action and an external action, right? Sometimes they happen like chicken and the egg. Sometimes it happens external action and you have to do an internal action. Sometimes there's an internal action that creates the opportunity. And I think a lot of people aren't taught or know how to co-create with the universe or co-create with themselves. And so they're struggling and they're pushing and they're trying to make things happen when, stepping into that abundance, into what people call flow or alignment, is really about co-creating internally.
I love that. So I have learned so much in our time together. I just have one final question. So I typically will ask everybody, like, what's your number one business secret? But I'm going to make yours very specific.
Ooh.
I would love to know, what is your number one co-creation, right? How do you co-create that wealth and abundance? Like that to me is deeper than just a surface level business secret. So Jennifer, yeah.
So my number one is really actually consistently having the conversation with my soul and my team and really, really looking at my life as much as I can without judgment. So I know that if I believe I'm whole and complete, I might not be acting whole and complete, but I believe I'm whole and complete, then I have to treat everything and everyone around me as though they're whole and complete. And I don't think a lot of people do that. And so what I ask myself when I'm in struggle is, if I knew I was whole and complete, what would I say and what would I do today? And that's a consistent tool I use all the time.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So Jennifer, how can everyone get a hold of you? Because I know this brought up a lot of questions that we'll all be reaching out to you. So how can people get a hold of you and in touch with you?
So if you go to soullanguage.us and you click the soul language link, which there's so much stuff on my website, you go to discovery session and sign up for a discovery session. Experience it, because I can tell you about it, but when you have that moment of the light bulb going over your head off and going, oh my God, wait, I get to accept this that I've been denying all my life because someone said, oh, you're too sparkly. Come on, give someone else a break. That you go, oh, wait, no, that's a gift. That's what I'm here to experience. It creates such freedom and such ease in your life. So come and discover soul language. And if you resonate with it, great. If you don't, great. Or sign up for some time with me. And I love answering questions. So that's the best way.
Well, I love that so much. So we'll include all the show links below. As always, I hope you are having the most amazing Beyond Common kind of day, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.